And a good Thursday morning to you. I'd say Friday Eve, but for many of us, it is the end of the work week today with the 4th of July on the way tomorrow. Whether or not meteorologist Evan Hatter in the driver's seat this morning, pinch hitting, if you will, as we head through the end of our work week and into our longer weekend. And you can see, weather-wise, not too much to worry about. Certainly not this morning, and for many of us, not for a few more days yet. We've been enjoying the quieter weather thanks to high pressure sitting on top of us as we've gone through the last few days. Zoom in, you can see high pressure is in control. You got to go out southwest of Memphis before you run into any showers or anything of the sort out there. So we are in fantastic shape as we head through the next few days or so, really. Just until we get this high pressure to start scooting off to the east and our frontal boundary starts to work back on into the region. Until then, all is quiet, but we are foggy in some spots. Here's the view from Morgantown this morning. Our Morgantown Skycam showing that low-hanging fog in the distance, especially where we were able to get at least a little bit of that cooler air to start out this morning with those temperatures. Okay, they're in the 60s, but it's cooler than we were yesterday afternoon, right, when we were still dealing with those temperatures well into the 80s and near 90. So, yeah, some fog out there this morning, not out of the question. You can see a hint of that from our WRUS camera overlooking Russellville out in Logan County this morning. Things are quiet. The roads are not quite to their activity level yet of the morning commute, but not far away as we approach the 6 o'clock hour. All quiet out there when it comes to the temperatures, as well as in terms of we showed you the radar already, so we're in quiet shape out there. But notice it is a little muggy out there this morning. Temperatures in the middle and upper 60s out there as we start off on our Thursday morning. Mid-60s, 66 a popular number. North side of Bowling Green out on the Warren-Barron County line and down into Scottsville this morning. 65 out Russellville, 68 this morning as you head over into Franklin, areas just south of there, and over toward Morgantown from the Kentucky Mesonet this morning. Dew points close to those air temperatures. That's why we're seeing some of that fog out there as we go through this morning. 67 at the WKU Research Farm out there this morning. Looking at our future radar as we head through the day, well, high pressure is in control, so we don't have to worry about any kind of rainfall really today, even into tomorrow, as we work on through our 3rd of July and into our 4th of July. I can't completely rule out a little sprinkle, but for the most part, we are in okay shape with somewhat drier air in place as we head through the next few days. Again, you see as we head into our 4th of July afternoon, things are A-okay as we head toward fireworks time for any of you who may be out there in the backyard setting off some fireworks or headed into any of the local fireworks shows out there. We're in pretty good shape as we head through our day on Friday, especially as well as today, obviously, today and tomorrow. It will be a little warm, though. High-resolution rapid refresh has temperatures this morning getting quickly up into the 80s by mid-morning, and we're talking upper 80s to near 90 for today. I think we're going to stay in the upper 80s just because we've had some of that more the models are really not taking into account just the amount of drier air, or at least wetter air, that has been working in as we've gone through the morning hours. So, yeah, we're going to continue to keep an eye on that as we work through the daytime hours. But I do think we're going to drop it off at least a little bit when it comes to those temperatures out there for today compared to what the model says. We're back into the 70s overnight. I'd say probably upper 60s as we head into our 4th of July morning. But if you're headed out there in the afternoon, maybe you're getting a little work done in the morning out there in the yard, or then before the 4th of July festivities, fire up the grill, fire up the fireworks. Make sure you are taking your heat precautions. We'll talk about those in just a little bit because we're going to be back in those upper 80s to near 90 for a daytime high, especially as the core of that high pressure starts to move in. And so that means we'll be dealing with some quite a bit warmer air, though the dew points are not going to be off the charts, which means we're going to be sticking with those heat indices in the mid-90s as opposed to the upper 90s to near 100. We'll hold off on those for at least a couple days longer. But again, you see the high-resolution rapid refresh doing a little bit of a running a little warm there, let's say, but I do think we're going to make it more widespread into the 80s as we head into our Friday afternoon. Dew points again. I think it's also, this is the NAM in this case. Actually, you know what? Let's make an executive decision and switch over to the high resolution rapid refresh, because you'll notice it's a little closer when it comes to dealing with the dew points that we have out there. We try to mix those out as we head through the day. Again, low 60s for dew points in early July. That's fairly nice out there as we work through the morning hours. But you notice as we head into the later part of the afternoon and into the evening hours, we'll start to increase those with the dropping of the temperatures overnight. And again, tomorrow, not looking too bad with those dew points in the upper 50s to near 60. They'll come up as we head into fireworks time tomorrow night, just because of the natural increase in the moisture as we head through the overnight hours. So, yeah, we're going to continue to see the warmer air start to work on in, or at least the more moist air. But we're in pretty good shape for the next couple of days. Even so, I want to make sure that we take those heat precautions. If you're outside, drink plenty of water. Make sure you're hydrated because you're sweating out a lot of that moisture there. Wear light, loose-fitting, light-colored clothing, white T-shirts, very loose-fitting clothes, air conditioners, and stay in the shade. If you don't have to be outside, try not to be outside, but limit your activity there outside. And, of course, never leave anyone or anybody out there in a closed car, your pets included, because those can have tragic outcomes, of course. On the job site, in vehicles, of course, we want to limit strenuous outdoor activities with the holiday weekend coming up as well. A preview of what we've got coming up. Again, you'll notice we're dealing with a ridge of high pressure in place now, the core of it off to the west, but notice as we head further and further into the weekend, that starts to move on over us, but by the time we get towards Sunday, that ridge starts to flatten out a little bit, and we're starting to get some of that influence from the northwest, that northwesterly flow trying to scoot on into the region. So that is something we'll have to watch. As we head towards the end of the weekend and into early next week, you notice we're back into that pattern when we have a ridge out west and a trough out east, and that usually means, especially when it's pointing in that direction, we're going to be watching for some showers and thunderstorms to return, especially this time of year when we're dealing with quite a bit of activity off to our north and west. It'll try to scoot on in here as we head through next week. In fact, you can see that on just a quick glance here at the GFS precip. You'll notice maybe some showers trying to develop as we head towards Sunday. I think Friday and Saturday are A-OK, but notice as we head towards next week, we'll be dealing with those waves of showers and storms, especially in the afternoon, typical garden variety showers and storms as we head into the afternoon hours on our really every day next week. So the next 6-day weather forecast into the low 90s today, into the lower to middle 90s as we head towards our Independence Day on Friday and on Saturday. Notice we stay dry, may try to increase that chance as we head towards Sunday with that 10% chance. Otherwise, we'll hold off those rain chances, especially as we head towards next week. Temperatures remaining in the upper 80s to near 90 with those scattered afternoon showers and storms popping up just about every day next week, as you're used to, as we head towards the early parts of July. That should just about do it for me this morning. Weather or not, meteorologist Evan Hatter with a check of your forecast, brought to you as always by On Target. Let's make it a great finish to the work week for many of us out there. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.